This here is my 1989 Ford Mustang 2.3 liter inline 4. I know, she's got the big engine, boy. We're winning all the races with this old girl. The key was turned off and it was never started again back in 2015. That gives it 9 years without being started. But we can't just slap a battery in her and fire her up, because the last time I changed the oil was in about 2013, and I just used dirt cheap oil. I don't think it was even synthetic, and as you can see, it is just extremely thick. It's still running a little bit, I guess. My biggest worry with this oil is this was before a time that I actually would make sure at least every second or third, fourth time I've fired up the vehicle, I'd take it for a good drive to make sure you get it warmed right up to kind of burn all the moisture out of the oil. You know, this thing was just always getting just lots of just quick little 2-minute drives. So I'm worried there may actually start to be some, moisture sludge somewhere down in the oil. And I've actually had a bad experience with that. It was actually with my buddy's old green Ford back there. That's actually what parked it. I fired it up there in the spring after sitting for the winter, and it wouldn't build oil pressure for love nor money. That's what we always assumed happened, because the engine ran and worked just fine until all of a sudden it didn't after it was parked for a winter. I decided to change the oil in it. I kid you not, man, probably a good 2 or 3 even cups of just pure water came out of the oil pan. If you've ever seen water and oil right where it kind of meets together, it'll start to form this white, greasy, sticky sludge, which loves to plug stuff up. So anyways, enough babbling. We're gonna drain the oil together and see if anything nasty comes out. I already changed the oil filter yesterday and I forgot I gotta hook up those connectors again. I'm a little worried about my plug wires because it seems as if a squirrel or something came in here and was having some dinner. I hope it gave him an upset stomach. Oh yeah, look what else I drug home a couple days ago. Alright, well, I'm in the most awkward position ever. This old stripped out drain plug is just about ready to come off. Oh, this drain plug's so screwed. Any day now. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice and thick, eh? It's not terrible, but it's definitely not great. I believe I put 15W40 in this car. Honestly, it's not looking like anything exciting is going to happen. We're not going to see a big old sludge lump come out of there. I don't see a bunch of sludge build up on the drain plug. Get back to you when that's all done. Now, for years we've had this random pails of oil back here that we never used. I don't know what the Mustang's going to get. I don't think we'd have quite enough for an oil change in that one. This one's right plumb full. I don't think it was ever used. Maybe we'll put that 030 in it. How does she look now in the pan already? She's even getting dirty just being poured in. Yeah, this is a dirty old engine. Of course, again, that oil modifier is kind of sticking to everything. But that's a good sign. It's probably not going to be a super dry start. Put 10 liters of fresh gas in the tank. Siphoned out the old stuff first, of course. We're going to have to stop that. Well, she tried to prime. Gas gauge is pegged right on empty. I don't know if it'll have enough gas. Oh, it's priming up. That unless it's just locking up from having no lubrication gas going through it. I believe that is IAC on. I had to rig this switch up and turn the IAC off so I could idle it down at like 600 to get it to go into gear back when the transmission just barely worked. Anyways, let's go. Oh yeah, she's cranking real good. Oh, this key's all buggered up. That's probably not too good. As you can see there, it's just barely making connection. Of course, the old steering wheel's right in the road. Has it built oil pressure yet? Oh yeah. Oh, right on. I'm genuinely impressed at how good it's cranking. Okay, I don't think I have enough gas in it. Hopefully I didn't fry the fuel pump. Duh, I went and forgot to hook up the spark and stuff down there. As you can see, I had removed it to change the filter. Whoops, probably flooded the cylinders. Oh well, at least she got a good crank and built oil pressure before her first start in 9 years. All right, round 2, everything's all hooked up. I lost battery connection. Oh, now we're firing. It's probably got really sticky injectors. Floor. Well, it can't be flooded. A little bit of throttle. No, I don't like that at all. We'll just no throttle it. She just got to clear out. Whoops. Ah, stupid key. Killed our start. There. Okay, don't touch the key. No. She's still a little unhappy. We'll try and keep her running this time. Give her some throttle. Oh, she likes the kicks. Aha. Look at that. There she goes. doesn't sound too terrible for being shut off for 9 years. There we go. She's an idler. Not even any smoke. I'll be darned. She is running like $1,000,000. Sound any worse than it did. She doesn't sound any worse than it did when I parked it. Unfortunately, this poor engine seems to have a lot of crank rattle. She needs a rebuild all the way around. She's got a little bit of a tick. But you'd be ticking too if you were neglected for this long. Ooh, now she's smoking. Oh, that's all my WD-40. I washed the engine off before I brought it up here. It does seem to have a misfire when you hit the throttle. That's getting a little better. Look at that, eh? I just love that. Bringing an engine back to life. Nothing beats it. Oh, there, now our gas gauge is reading. I guess, you know, relays are kind of getting sticky here from sitting for so long. She's coming back to life. Yeah, that key is screwed, man. It's got to be like pressed right up to where start is. Well, she's firing up good. Oh, she sounds good. Okay, well, let's shut our IAC off. Yeah, we gotta kind of keep it idling because it'll idle way too low. What happens when we put her in gear? Nothing. Ooh, it tries. You can feel it, but it just doesn't quite grab. When the transmission first quit working, I had found out if you let it idle really low, put it in a gear and just wait about 3 or 4 seconds, it would finally kick in and it would actually drive just fine. But if it was idling anything above like 700-800 RPM, it would just slip. You can see the car's trying to move a little bit. What a poor old car. It's hard to believe when I bought this thing back in 2007, it was in almost mint condition. It ran and drove perfect. There was pretty much no rust at all. Now she's this. Oh well, someday she'll be a good car again. But if I remember correctly, I don't think the cooling fan was working anymore, so I'll have to keep an eye on that, make sure it doesn't overheat. Well, it's been about 15 or 20 minutes later. The thermostat is open. It's nice and hot. Our heat gauge is slowly creeping up to the danger zone. So, yeah, I don't know. Rad's hot. That wasn't a very old fan motor on that thing, so... Yeah, I better go shut her down. She's starting to get pretty warm. Watch, our oil pressure is probably nothing. Yeah. You can tell that's crank rattle down there because we lose our oil pressure at idle. Especially with this super thin oil. Oh yeah, look, even at 1200 now we're losing oil pressure. Woo! Okay, we're just about overheated. There we go. Just got the fan running straight onto the battery and it's working now. So I guess the controller that's under the dash must be bad. She's starting to sound really good now too. No more tick and lift or rattle. She still makes all of her worn out engine noises, but... Well, here's our oil. She's real dirty. You know it's dirty when such a thin layer like that stays black. I mean, this looks like diesel motor oil. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. At least it's not insanely thick. Let's see what it looks like at the bottom. Well, we got her dumped into that pail. You know, I'm not seeing any glitter. So that's really good. There's the odd little thing floating around in there, but of course that could just be that fell off of the bottom of the engine or whatever when I had my oil pan under there. Who knows, I probably put sea foam in it too or something. Maybe that kind of helped keep the sludge liquefied, because I'm sure it should have been a little thicker than that after sitting there without rutting, being dirty for how long. Although this oil has a very weird, just super old smell to it. Well, I poured some gas in it and just wiping out my catch jug. And I'm noticing that even being right thinned out with gas, it still has lots of slipperiness in there to it. And you can see it's still sticking to the walls a lot. I don't know if that's sludge or if it's an oil modifier. I don't remember if I was into Lucas yet, but at that time I might have been putting the STP tired engine oil modifier stuff. So basically non-synthetic Lucas. That real thick stuff's like caramel. That's what I bet's going on here. Because yeah, it's amazing just how much slip there is still on the side of this. Well, since this is what I believe to be a case of just lots of oil modifier, I don't think I'm even going to bother flushing out the engine with gas, because let's be honest, it ain't really going to do anything. The only thing that's going to clean up oil modifiers is heat. So I think we're just going to put some fresh oil in her with a bottle of this and just run her. Best thing we can do.
The two retards, loser and retard. Oh, there sure are rebels.